Welcome back to the Daily Donald. Today is January 29th, 2025, and you know what that means. It's time for your daily breakdown of President Trump's latest actions. Whether you're here to cheer, jeer, or just keep up with the whirlwind, we've got you covered. But first, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And remember, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be going live with real-time coverage of Trump's every move. So, if you want to be part of the action, smash that subscribe button now. Alright, let's get into it. Today, we're covering President Trump's latest executive orders on education, his crackdown on antisemitism, the signing of the Laken Riley Act, the reinstatement of the transgender military ban, and the federal funding freeze that's already facing legal battles. Buckle up, because today's episode is a wild ride. Let's kick things off with education, because nothing gets people riled up faster than school policies. Today, President Trump signed two major executive orders aimed at shaking up the American education system. First up, school choice. Under this new order, federal funding will be prioritized for charter schools and voucher programs, giving parents greater flexibility to choose where their kids go to school. Trump supporters say this is a huge win for families, more options, better education, and less control from the federal government. But critics argue it could drain resources from public schools and create deeper inequalities. Either way, the education battle just got a major boost. But that's not all. Trump's second executive order, it targets the content of educational curricula, specifically cracking down on what he calls divisive and unpatriotic teachings about race and history. This move has sparked immediate backlash, with opponents claiming it whitewashes history and censors necessary conversations about America's past. Supporters, on the other hand, argue that this is about restoring American values in the classroom. Love it or hate it, this one's going to court, guaranteed. Next up, Trump is making moves to combat antisemitism, and it's already making headlines. The new executive order includes provisions to cancel student visas for individuals found sympathizing with Hamas or engaging in anti-Semitic activities. The administration says this is about keeping campuses safe and making sure American institutions don't become breeding grounds for hate. Supporters of the order say it's long overdue, pointing to rising anti-Semitic incidents and university protests that have turned violent. Critics, however, argue that this could be a slippery slope for free speech, raising questions about who gets to decide what constitutes anti-Semitic activity. So is this a crackdown on hate or an overreach of government power? Expect the legal battles to start rolling in any minute now. Now, let's talk about immigration. Today, President Trump signed the Laken Riley Act, which requires Homeland Security to detain any non-citizen charged with theft or other crimes. Supporters of the law argue that it strengthens immigration enforcement, keeping dangerous criminals off the streets. But opponents say it undermines due process by detaining people who haven't even been convicted of a crime yet. If that sounds like it's going to be challenged in court, that's because it is. The political divide is sharp on this one. Conservatives say it's about protecting American citizens. Progressives call it fear-mongering and a way to justify mass detentions. What do you think? Drop a comment below and let us know where you stand. Here we go again. Trump's latest executive order reinstates the ban on transgender individuals serving in the US military. If you're getting déjà vu, you're not alone. The order states that all military personnel must serve under their birth-assigned gender, with no exceptions. Trump says this is about military readiness and cohesion. The backlash? Immediate. Advocacy groups are already mobilizing, lawsuits are being drafted, and even some within the military are expressing concerns about recruitment and retention. Trump supporters argue that the military isn't the place for social experiments, and this policy is about keeping a strong and focused force. Opponents call it outright discrimination. And just like that, another culture war flashpoint is back in the headlines. And finally, Trump's decision to freeze federal funding is already in legal hot water. The administration's move targeted grants and financial aid programs, aiming to eliminate funding for diversity, equity, and climate initiatives. Critics argue that the freeze is too broad, impacting vital education and healthcare programs. Just hours after the order was announced, US District Judge Lauren Alican temporarily blocked it, setting the stage for a major legal battle. A hearing is scheduled for February 3rd, but expect this fight to drag out for months. Will Trump win this one, or will the courts shut it down? We'll be watching closely. That's all for today's edition of the Daily Donald. But don't get too comfortable, because if Trump's first 10 days have taught us anything, it's that every day is a headline waiting to happen. Now, I want to hear from you. Are Trump's policies bold leadership or reckless chaos? Are these executive orders exactly what America needs, or is this administration going too far? Sound off in the comments. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going live to bring you real-time coverage of Trump's every move. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Donald. We'll see you next time for more breaking news, political chaos, and, well, whatever Trump does next.